I know. I got shit crazier than that down there. I got a game. I won't say specifically what game, but I remember buying it secondhand, $70, which I thought was expensive back then. But now it's in the thousands.
I think I know what you're talking about too.
Yeah, and so it's just like they're games that I know I should have purchased because they're in my hand. But Ninja Gaiden Black, I didn't play Black. I unfortunately am a sad sap who played Sigma. I have Ninja Gaiden. I don't have Black because I never bought an original Xbox. I didn't get an original Xbox until a friend gave me one, and then I found one at a thrift store.
Right? That one was modded. No,
it
wasn't
not
modded.
Neither one of them were modded.
What?
I look. If you want a short little history, I just do it at the systems. NES actually started Atari 400. NES, Genesis, then Super Nintendo, then PlayStation.
Okay.
And Sega Saturn.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. And then 64 because you had to get them. And then, Dreamcast, PlayStation 2, and blah, blah, blah.
That's interesting.
But I did not get original Xbox because the original Xbox didn't interest me. I hated the freaking controller. I wasn't really into first-person shooters. Everything else, and now you think about it, it's weird. A lot of the stuff that was big name that came out on a PlayStation 2 came out on Xbox 3, on original Xbox. And they looked and played better, but nobody. I didn't like the controller.
Okay. So now, just by you doing that rundown, now I'm curious. So GQ got every fucking system imaginable. So I don't even want to bother asking him. Simon says, what's your bio in video game consoles? Your entire bio,
my library,
your entire history of consoles that you've ever owned. I don't care if you still own them or not. I'm just saying that you've ever owned. What did you have? Yeah, rundown.
Okay, rundown. Atari 2600.
Okay,
that was a starter. Nintendo, original Nintendo.
Okay.
After that, we got the Super Nintendo. Then the Sega Genesis.
Okay.
Sega CD.
I forgot about that.
So yeah, we got that Sega Saturn.
Okay.
Then after that, we got. It's kind of like we went kind of like backwards for you because you went PlayStation then Saturn. We went Saturn then PlayStation.
Okay.
Then 64, not 64, but Dreamcast.
Okay.
We got the 64 later, and then we got the PS2, GameCube. You forgot about that.
Yeah, I was blah blah blah.
But you didn't. But you didn't get that.
I didn't buy it. I bought a GameCube secondhand. I got a Japanese one with a Switch.
I remember you said you got that one too. So yeah, GameCube. Then we got the 64, PS3, Xbone 1.
You didn't get 360?
Yeah, I got 360. I said that.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that.
Yeah, 360. Like I said, Xbone. Then I got a PS4. I got that way later than everybody. I got the original PS4. Then I got the Xbox Series X. Have not got a PS5 just yet.
Okay.
Still on my price range.
And I noticed the one thing that none of us had, me included, was the TurboGrafx 16.
I did.
Oh, okay.
I had a TurboGrafx 16.
I'm going to tell you something.
I did.
I'm going to tell you something.
The reason why I could, for you and me both, I would say me, but TurboGrafx was kind of like way out of the price range.
Dude, I feel special having it, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Look, I'm going to tell you something. As a kid, my mom liked to shop, and she used to drag us out Saturday shopping. Doesn't matter where it is. We were Value City, and it was a TurboGrafx 16 in the Value City for $100. And I'm like, Mom, can I get this? Mom, come on, Mom. No. So no, I didn't get it. They had it for $100.
So my history, my history, and I would love those of you out there in the comments that are watching now. What is your video game console bio rundown? If you had your entire history, think about it. So for me, it was Atari 2600. I think almost everybody had that as a kid.
I had a 400.
Atari 2600
and 800.
Intellivision. Had Intellivision, had NES, had a Genesis, NES, then Super Nintendo, then a Genesis,
you went back,
and TurboGrafx 16, PlayStation, then PS2, then PS3, or no, was it Xbox? No, it was PS3. No, it was Xbox 360, then PS3, then PS4, then PS5, PS4 Pro, then PS5. That's my entire history. Yeah.
I have a question. Did
Yeah.
any of you have the Sega Master System? I don't think I've never
had it.
I never had it either.
He has it.
I know. I know.
I had
I thought you had it.
I thought you had it.
I could have swore you had it.
No.
I had a Master System converter a long time ago. Let a friend borrow it because the OG Genesis,
It's that old.
you could
it's
put
that
the
old
what you call
story.
it, and I never got
Old
that back.
story. Yep, there it is
Yeah.
again.
And
Never
then-
borrowed it. Never got it back
Never got it
again.
back. And then there was a kid that lived in my street. I remember him. His name was Mikey, and he was half Chinese, and he had a Master System. And I remember playing over there, and he had Phantasy Star, and he claimed he couldn't beat Phantasy Star because his cartridge was missing a chip. Bullshit kids say that. We know for a fact
Right.
that
Yeah.
it wasn't
Right.
like
All of the excuses as to why you
Exactly.
couldn't do this, you couldn't do that.
Or the one excuse is like I got the was it Neo Geo,
Yeah.
but it's over my dad's house.
some stuff like
Yeah,
that.
Right.
Everybody
Yeah.
had Neo Geos on my
It's like, hey
grandma's
man,
house.
can you borrow that Neo Geo? I want to come over and play.
I didn't know
man, you know, it's at my
anybody that owned
dad's
a Neo
house.
Geo.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't really get it, man.
Yeah,
Whatever, dog.
For the Master System, I had a friend that lived a couple streets over, but obviously bike riding range.
Right.
Yeah.
That had a Master System. Played the heck out of the Rambo game, Space Harrier, a lot of
Right.
different stuff with that. So with the Sega systems, I usually didn't get those until later.
Yes.
So that's
Yeah,
kind of like with
yeah.
everybody. I think us, yeah.
The
Well,
Genesis is the only one I got new.
Well, I bought my Genesis during a trip to New York. We went to Kenshiro was there. We went to sing at Carnegie Hall for for high school.
Yeah.
So we were there in New York for like the whole weekend, basically. So it was just like, I'm buying a Genesis because there was a KB toy store fairly
For real?
near where we were at. So it was just like I went to KB and bought the Genesis and X-Men like during the trip.
Yeah.
And then as far as the Sega Saturn, we both know the story on that because we
hell
both
yeah.
saw it way like when they released it, dropped it in May or whatever the heck
Dude,
it was.
I thought
$500.
I remember I was sitting at the lunchroom at the high school I was at, and this kid was like, I don't remember his name. He was like, man, my brother got a Sega Saturn. I was like, bullshit, that shit ain't coming out till the fall. He's like, I'm telling you, he got a Sega
Is
Saturn.
it important?
No, because that Sega dropped it early.
Sega dropped it.
Nobody knew.
Nobody
Yeah.
said it.
Nobody knew they dropped it early.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like when it came out, it was there was no
No
commercial,
advertisement.
God.
Nobody knew it.
whatsoever.
Sega
about-
of America with the
found
marketing
it.
drop ball.
I found it because I went to Toys R Us, just happened to be in Toys R Us, walking the aisles, and then walked past.
Like
it
Sega
was
Saturn.
It was like Sega, and it was I remember how Toys R Us used to do it. They had examples of the systems
Yeah.
behind a glass case.
You was
Yeah.
like,
So I'm
what?
walking by, seeing Nintendo, saying.
What?
What is that? Why is it $500? Like, what is this? It's like, nah, bro. And so, and again, worst launch ever.
Yes,
unlike the
exactly.
Worst
Dreamcast.
launch
Yeah,
ever.
It was just literally,
launch ever.
it was just
It's just like-
there.
Yeah.
It was like, here you go. I'm like, bro, I ain't got $500 right now. Even if I did, the stuff you were launching with wasn't worth it.
Nope.
No.
You know,
Exactly.
So it's just like, I
You
never
had to-
ended up getting this. I mean, I got the Saturn later when
Right,
it finally
yeah,
dropped in
same.
price.
Right.
Obviously, X-Men, Street Fighter, and all the other great
Yeah.
import games and stuff like
Good
that.
Star Heroes.
Yeah.
No, that's
No,
Genesis.
Guardian
Guardian
Heroes.
Heroes.
Guardian Heroes.
I
We
bought
still
it.
have
We used to
that.
play
Me
the
too.
fuck out of that game.
I bought that twice.
Yeah.
No, the Sega Saturn. Because the first time I bought it brand spanking new. I had half the money and I borrowed, mind you, borrowed the other half from one of my friends. And I said, I'll pay you back.
Right.
And like one day I came home from school or work, I don't remember, and my Saturn was gone. What the fuck is going on? He took it to his house so he could play it. I was like, bro, that was not the agreement.
No,
the
man.
agreement was we were not sharing it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I immediately took it back and got my money back and gave him half. So we're not doing that. And
That's
then I
crazy.
freaking what you call it, bought it used later, which I still have it. They got a system, a chip in it, so you can.
My man literally thought it was like,
That was
Yeah, no,
fucked,
it's
man.
like, how do
we
you
gonna
walk
go
in
half
somebody's
on the Sega
crib?
Saturn.
Yeah, it's like no.
Culture Junkies.